What does it take to be a great reporter? What qualities do you need to have?
You have to, know how to write.
The only way to learn it is to write.
I would highly recommend just getting into writing.
You're not going to commit any journalism if you can't write.
You have to write, and writing is really hard.
What would you say if, a college kid's like, how do I become the next Tucker? What would you say?
Oh, I don't know, get fired a lot,
To make this series, we spoke to more than a dozen journalists in various mediums, from various backgrounds in various stages of their careers. They all said the same thing. To be a journalist, you need to be able to write.
You have to have basic writing skills.
To learn to write, you need to write.
He must write.
Which is why our mentorship program at the College Fix is so valuable for aspiring journalists. We give you plenty of opportunity to write with the guidance of a professional editor.
Accurately and in an interesting manner.
Writing is more like exercise. Certainly people are more innately skilled at it. It's like lifting weights. If you're doing it regularly, it's much easier.
There are two types of people in journalism: the people who love writing and put up with the reporting, and the people who love reporting and put up with the writing. Very few people love the writing and reporting and are good at both of them. They're rare and they're spectacular creatures. I'm somebody who puts up with the reporting to be able to write.
So if you love to write and you're good at it, then what else do you need?
I would say journalism is the right line of work for you if you are somebody who likes seeing the world, likes interacting with people, likes hearing people tell their stories, likes taking disparate facts and trends and quotes and forming them into a coherent narrative.
But what about changing the world? Should aspiring journalists aim for that?
I've had a chance to speak to a lot of young people, many of whom have expressed an interest in going into journalism. And I asked them one by one, tell me why you want to be a reporter. And you'll get a variety of answers, but they usually fall into the same usual categories. And one response is, I want to help people. If you want to help people, you become a social worker. If you want to help children, you become a children's advocate. If you want to speak truth to power, you wouldn't be a reporter, you might aim to be a columnist. If you want to be a voice for the voiceless, you should be running for office. The only reason that good, honest reporters become reporters is because they suffer this peculiar compulsion to add to the record of our times.
It's obvious, though, that so many journalists don't have that spirit. What happened to them, and how can aspiring journalists avoid the same fate?
We should be afraid of power, and afraid of money, and afraid of lust, and afraid of gluttony, and afraid of all of the unrestrained appetites that can destroy us. You need to check your motives constantly, and if your motive is self-aggrandizement, you will become co-opted by the 11,000 who own and run everything. You will become a tool of abuse. You will become Praetorian Guard for the powerful. You just always have to keep in mind, am I doing this so I can seem important, so I can feel powerful, so I can be next to some famous person and have everyone say, oh my gosh, he must be, important because he's with the famous person. If that's your motive, go do something else. Please go sell insurance. That is the motive of 99% of journalists I've ever met. They just want to be perceived as powerful. And I just hate that.
So what would you say if, a college kid's like, how do I become the next Tucker? What would you say?
Oh, I don't know, get fired a lot. Super important, have more kids that you can afford, be desperate for money.
If somebody came to you and said, should I be a journalist? What would you say?
The most important question I ask people when they come to me for advice on careers, which is often, is what are you good at? What are the talents necessary to succeed in journalism? Well, honesty is one. You have to think it's important whether or not something is true. So if you're someone who's ever non-ironically used the phrase disinformation, you are disqualified from journalism.
The normalization of disinformation.
The only question that matters, is it true? That's it. Is it true? Not is it inconvenient to somebody, which is the definition of misinformation or disinformation. Does someone in power not like hearing it? Well, tough shit, actually. All I have to concern myself with is its veracity. Truth is a defense. If you're telling the truth, you can say it. Second, are you someone who's curious? Do you want to know? Third, do you have a sense of adventure? If I said to you, we're going to Burkina Faso tomorrow morning at 9, are you in? Before you even know that Burkina Faso is a small country in Central Africa, capital, ladies and gentlemen, Ouagadougou, before you even know that, you say, I'm all in Burkina Faso. Where is that? Is that near Burma? No, dummy, wrong continent. But it doesn't matter. You're willing to go there. So do you have a sense of adventure? 3, I think that's super, super important. And 4, this is probably true for all jobs, but especially true for ours, can you handle a little bit of volatility in the workplace? because things change a lot. I mean, the number of organizations, big companies I've worked for that no longer exist, I'm only 55 because I had a slightly chaotic childhood. That was fine with me. It never really bothered me that much, but certain people can't handle that. Can you handle that? Of all Mike Tyson's great quotes, and there are many, my favorite is, everybody got a plan till they get hit in the face. But so if you can answer yes to all 4 of those questions, you're honest, you have curiosity, you're adventurous, and you can handle change, volatility, it's a natural job for you. And it's so fun.
It's a journalist's job to observe and record, and today more people than ever are trying to do it.
I think the rise of citizen journalism, like a lot of Americans are now asking questions and they're trying to put those answers out in the world for people to hear and see and learn.
But those questions should be asked from a very specific spirit, a spirit of total entitlement. I'm against entitlement except on this question. I am entitled as an American citizen to get the answer. You're running the government with my money in my name using a country that my ancestors built. I have a right to the answer. I'm not coming at you as a supplicant or your housekeeper asking for a raise. I'm coming as an equity owner of this enterprise for which you are an employee. You're the employee, you're the bitch, you're the housekeeper. I order you around, I can fire you if I want to. So when I ask you a question, you have to answer it. And to have that inside you, to have that certainty that like, whoa, 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 whoa. You know, daddy's home. No more bullshit from you. What's the answer? Like, that's the spirit we need in journalism. Entitlement, total entitlement, authority.
Hello again, John Miller here. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe. Also visit our website at The College Fix. If you're a student and you'd like to join The College Fix and try out journalism, find the button on our homepage and an editor will contact you. We got more videos coming, please stay tuned.